Hey guys, and welcome back to the NDNY Notre Dame podcast, where we pick a different bar in the New York City area to watch the Irish. My name is TJ, and I'm a lifelong Notre Dame fan living in New York. This past weekend, wife and I woke up, went to the gym, shot over to Central Park to try and catch some of the fall foliage. There really isn't any here yet. It's still a lot of green, which was a little disappointing, but still got some steps in and felt like that could justify a couple of drinks and some fried food at the bar when we went to go watch Notre Dame. So good little morning. Shot down the 6 train to Plug Ugly, which is a no Notre Dame bar. It's in Gramercy on 3rd Avenue, I want to say between 22nd and 23rd Street. Got there a little early, I want to say around 2:30. Enough time to watch the second half of the Louisville and the Miami game, which was a great game, back and forth, and then Miami kind of pulled away late. They won by 2 touchdowns at the end of the day, but Miami just continues to win these close games, and I am no fan of Miami, but Cam Ward is something special, and this kid just continues to lead his team to victory week in and week out, and he'll probably be in New York when it's all said and done. And that ACC, I think it's Clemson and Miami in a collision course. And then kind of that next tier, you have SMU, and I'd still probably put Louisville in there. And, Georgia Tech was in that tier too until this weekend. But anyway, so Plug Ugly. Again, Notre Dame bar, really cool place. Kind of has like that rustic finish, like almost like you're at a barn. Really cool place. Kind of a struggle to watch the Notre Dame game there, I'll be honest. I mean, they had the Tennessee-Alabama game on. And then I think there was like this Cal alumni or so. I don't know, but it was such a struggle to get the 3 and 4 Cal against whatever other 3 and 4 team they were playing off the TV and to get Notre Dame on the TV. I think I asked 2 or 3 times, and I mean, it really wasn't that crowded. So it's not like everybody was super busy and they just couldn't get the TV. I don't know, but after asking 2 to 3 times, we left. Ended up going to this taco bar down the street that was a Maryland bar. So we were watching the Maryland USC game, watching USC lose again, which is always great to see. And we watched Notre Dame there. They were nice enough to put it on the big screen for me as we had some lunch. ND looks good. Listen, I've said it on here a few times. The first half of the season I felt was just like a slog to the bye week. Win every game by any means necessary. You got the biggest win of the year out of the way already. Yeah, you followed that up with the worst win of the season until Alabama lost to Vanderbilt. And then from then on, the way this fan base was just like drilling the coaching staff, drilling the quarterback, and like Notre Dame sucks, like, brutal. To just get a win week in and week out, get to the bye week, come out against Stanford, look fantastic, and then come out against Georgia Tech and, win 31-16 in a game that I never felt like was that close, I think says a lot about Marcus Freeman as a coach and how he's matured. I think it says a lot about this Notre Dame team and the culture and their willingness to stay together. The youth movement has been really fun to watch. Our linebackers are great. Our defense is, fantastic. We just continue to roll in these young guys after all these injuries, and they're playing great. Xavier Watts is playing like the Xavier Watts of last year on the offensive side of the ball after an absolutely horrible interception to start the game where Leonard airmailed Bo Collins by at least 10 to 15 yards. They looked great after that. We have a stable of running backs. Jeremiah Love is a freak. Jadarian's a freak. We saw Mitchell Evans start catching some passes. We saw Raleigh Leonard distributing the ball to everybody, making plays with his legs. We saw special teams. 1 blocked field goal, 2 fake punts, and a blocked punt. All 3 phases were factored into this W, and you'll love to see it. And like what it does now for me is it just sets the stage for hopefully like a fun second half of the season. I'm in New York. I got Notre Dame coming here for, 2 out of the last, 6 weeks. We have Navy over at MetLife, a game that I won't be going to. MetLife is just such a pain in the ass to get in and out of. As a Giant fan, I can't stand the stadium. I think it looks like an airport. So won't be going to that one, but we'll definitely be watching. And then obviously we have our Army and Notre Dame playing at Yankee Stadium in a game that I will be going to. So this week against Navy, I'm hoping to win by 3 touchdowns. Navy's really tough. They're going to continue, to come at you. They're relentless, and it's tough to not root for those kids. I root for them every week except for when they're playing us. Otherwise, they're going to go defend our country, and God bless them. They deserve to have a successful season, just not against Notre Dame. And then just with the national media attention that Notre Dame Navy and Notre Dame Army are getting, like, if ND continues to win convincingly, and if Army continues to win, is that a college game day game in the South Bronx? It's not that far-fetched. It really isn't. I mean, we're number 12 right now in the AP. I think BYU just jumped us. And there's only, 4 to 5 undefeated teams left. I think it's BYU, Indiana, Iowa State, Oregon, and Penn State. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. But they're going to continue to lose. Those teams, especially in the SEC, they're going to continue to slash each other off. So Notre Dame probably moves up, assuming they continue to win, and they do so convincingly. And if Army continues to blow people out of the water, like, maybe that's a top 10 versus top 15 game at Yankee Stadium with all the history of that rivalry, and that rivalry especially in Yankee Stadium. Like, win one for the Gipper, Ronald Reagan, all that. Like, I feel like that's a college game day worthy game. And that'd be really funny to see them on the lawn outside Yankee Stadium in the South Bronx. You never know. But I just think, as Notre Dame fans, seeing some of the chaos that has ensued the last 2 weeks in college football, we got to relax. I mean, I'm a Yankee fan too, and the Notre Dame fan and the Yankee fan, just brutal, out for blood, nonstop. Nothing's ever good enough. It's like, guys, okay. Northern Illinois, brutal. I'm like, yeah, do I want to win every single game 42-0? I do. All right. It takes a lot of the stress off. But, like, look at some of these other teams in the top 15. I mean, we've had some brutal losses. You watch Georgia get shelled in the first half, come back and almost beat Alabama on the road. Alabama goes to Vanderbilt and embarrasses themselves. Then Georgia goes on the road to Austin, Texas, against a Texas team who everybody was saying was, the best team in the country, and it's not close. And they punch them in the face. I just think we got to, hit the brakes a little bit. We're 6-1. We have the entire second half of our season right ahead of us. If we just continue to win and just get better as we have week after week, I think we're going to like where we are in the playoff. And if we just get in the playoff and we're fortunate enough to maybe even host a game, we can beat anybody. We can lose to anybody, but we can beat anybody. There isn't a team this year that should – there's no 2019 LSU. There's not. And I really believe that. If Notre Dame plays to their potential, I think we can beat anybody. And you know what? Just get to the playoff. That's around Christmas time. It's just the magic. I got goosebumps already. So just to my fellow Notre Dame fans, just try and enjoy it. Big game this week over at MetLife. Notre Dame Navy, blue and gold, and all the history that comes with those two teams playing each other. Love Navy. Root for Navy every week, just not this week. Go beat them by 3 touchdowns. Let's move on to the next week. Go Irish.